Global Witness is dedicated to exposing and breaking the links between natural resources, conflict and corruption. Their on-the-ground investigations, damning reports and lobbying have exposed illegal trading in natural resources and have starved wars and conflicts of the funds they needed to continue.
Some of the world's most brutal wars of the last 15 or 20 years, Angola, Sierra Leone, Democratic Republic of Congo, Cambodia, have all been fueled by the trade in natural resources.
Tonight, the human rights group Global Witness documents an explosive trade in cassiterite from the Congo.
This stuff is mined and portered by people who are cannon fodder for our industries.
Why is it that the presence of natural resources, which should bring wealth, in fact bring about poverty, stifle democracy and even bring on conflict?
Angola tem diamante, tem petróleo, tem café, tem madeira, tem ferro, tem ouro, mas nunca vimos nada dessa riqueza. Essa riqueza tudo só vai neles.
Time and time again, we've seen how corruption and unsustainable exploitation absolutely devastates a local population.
If we don't try and stop this, it's just going to carry on. It's going to be business as usual. And what's more, with new economies emerging, being desperate to access natural resources, like China and like India, we fear a global race to the bottom, where everybody's out competing each other to get access to these resources.
What Global Witness is trying to do is to bring some common sense to the exploitation of natural resources. We need to make sure that the trade in natural resources truly benefits the populations of the countries that they come from and does not fuel conflict or corruption.
Global Witness have identified a largely overlooked problem of how natural resources are accessed, be it timber, diamonds, oil, copper or cocoa, and the scramble by unscrupulous companies and corrupt elites to obtain these, without regard for human, economic or ecological cost.
Turkmenistan has the fourth largest reserves of gas in the world,
which put an alleged $3 billion in Mr. Niyazov's accounts from gas sales and kept the average person on about $50 a month.
This has been going on for too long. There are gaps in the law, there's the lack of political will, or just that individuals and companies and governments are unwilling or unable to hold individuals to account.
Global Witness works. They've shut down the illegal timber trade that funded the Khmer Rouge, exposed the issue of conflict diamonds, cut the funding to the Liberian Civil War, exposed international money laundering, and have created new international mechanisms to promote transparency in the extractive industries. In 2003, they were nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
We don't rely on second-hand research. Our investigators go to the countries concerned, sometimes the riskiest places on the planet. We get the information and we put that into reports, and we use those reports internationally to change policy.
A lot of our work is based on encouraging the growth of legal mechanisms, legal structures, legal strategies to stop natural resource-related crimes and abuses.
It's partly about exposing secret deals and the corruption that underpins them. It's also about looking at how that money is laundered through the global banking system by large, respectable international banks.
This is a critical era for Global Witness's work. The rush for natural resources is creating an unprecedented transfer of wealth from rich consuming nations to poor.
We want to make sure that this is an issue that cannot be ignored at the top levels of the World Bank, the UN, bilateral discussions, the G8. It has to be up there, it has to stay up there.
Global Witness believes that now we have the opportunity to shape the sustainability and fairness with which the world manages its natural resources. This may be the best chance in our generation to lift the world's poorest and most dispossessed citizens out of poverty.
Natural resource wealth is probably the best chance some of the world's poorest countries have to get out of poverty. We need a massive shake-up in the rules of international trade to help make this happen. We must end the resource curse.